Hello, Forza fans. I am Leviathan, and it is a pleasure to welcome everyone to the October edition of Forza Monthly. 10 years ago this month, Playground Games debuted the original Forza Horizon, and now they are encapsulating the last 10 years of Horizon history into the latest series update for Forza Horizon 5.
So when we think of Horizon, we think of all the games, so we wanted to celebrate that with a story. So through the story, we have a really cool first chapter where you kind of play in Mexico, get a nice introduction, and then you flow through all of kind of similar recreations of the initial drives from all the games. So today we're going to jump into chapter 2, which is Horizon Colorado. And as you play through them, you kind of play through the cover cars. You have a kind of Scott Tyler with you, explaining what's happening, giving you a bit of context. There's so many Easter eggs everywhere, from the music, from the cars. It just feels like we're taking you back there, but in Mexico. Which is really interesting. We've got different props that are in Event Lab that are also in the story. And
Darius absolutely reverting to form with cutting the corners there.
So this is the Forza Anniversary edition of the Viper. So much like we do with Forza editions, it is a bit different. So it's tuned to the top of S1. It's kind of a track car. But Forza editions tend to get some special stuff applied to them. So if I jump into the garage, eagle-eyed viewers may have already spotted in some of the screenshots. It has some rather special parts you can apply to it.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to go into here, and there's an upgrade preset that does it for you. So the normal Viper, it's a bit outgunned against Darius Flint and his 599XX. So with this preset,
you can embarrass Darius.
This is very fast. This is puts it to the top of S2. A lot of downforce for players that like leaderboards. We've benchmarked it. It's up there with some of the best cars right now. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's,
okay.
Very, very fast, this thing. So yeah, the 599XX. So we already have a later version of it in game, the Evolution. But we thought with Horizon 1, it was fitting to bring back Darius's car. Incredibly fast, it's on slicks. One of my favourite things is where you would expect the tail lights to be, the two little black eyes on the sides.
Oh.
They are air vents.
Thank you for showing that off, Torben. One more time in case people missed it. There they are.
Hello, Forza fans. I'm Leviathan, and welcome to the November edition of Forza Monthly. Grab a seat and a snack, because your mouth is about to start watering with all of the great content we have for you today. Let's take a look at the schedule, and it will explain what I just said very nicely. Because that's right, it's Donut Month here at Forza. In just a moment, I'll be passing over to Charlie and Playground Games for a look at the upcoming Donut Media content update. And as a special treat, they'll be joined by Donut Media hosts Kate James and Nolan for their perspectives on making it to Horizon Mexico. After that, they'll preview the entire series festival playlist stuffed with Donut Media themed events and challenges. If all that donut talk hasn't made you hungry, then there'll be plenty to feast your eyes on in today's Community Spotlight with the Forza Horizon 5 Livery and Designs Share Your Creations Facebook group. After that, we pick back up with Charlie and Playground Games for a look at the tasty new series reward cars and Rocket Bunny kits. And for dessert, we'll check in with Ali Tack to see what sweetness the community has been cooking up. It's a veritable feast of a show, and now that I've gone and made myself hungry, I'm going to wash my hands of these food puns and send you over to Playground Games for the Forza Horizon 5 update. Take it away, Charlie.
Thanks, Leah. Welcome again, everyone, to Playground Games. I'm Charlie, and alongside me are Playground Games game designers Kelly Boyle and Torben Ellert. My favourites, don't tell anyone. It's lovely to have you back on the show. Both Torben, we'll start with you. How are you? Are you well?
Yes, it's great to be back. So excited about this series.
Yeah, it's going to be a goodie. Kelly, how are you today?
very excited.
Yeah, well, we're going to reveal why in a moment, and that is because we're talking about Donut Media, the theme for Forza Horizon 5's next series update. Now, Torben, I'm going to come to you first. Once again, you've been busy with the expansion, and I want you to tell me even more about this series.
Well, as you mentioned, this is a super exciting series, just really going deep with some of our favourite car culture people. James Nolan over at Donut Media. We've just gone to town building great content with them, an Horizon story, festival play. It's just so much cool live content for the game.
Amazing. And I know, Kelly, we were talking earlier, and this is where it was revealed to me that you are a huge fan of Donut Media. So what's it like bringing this update to life in Forza Horizon 5?
Oh, it's just unreal. Seeing like something I watch every week come to life to our game. It's amazing.
It's going to be so good. So one of the highlights of the Donut Media series is a new 5-chapter Horizon story. Torben, what's this story all about?
It's so much good stuff. Just a deep dive into a love of cars with James and Nolan and the player character at the Horizon Festival. But it's also a sneak peek at a brand new way that players can upgrade cars in the game.
Ooh, and I know what our fan base is like. That's all they want to do,
I know,
really.
love
innit?
upgrading cars.
I know.
Basically, for the longest time, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a new way to upgrade cars.
so
We'll talk about it as we go
excited,
through this.
Amazing, wonderful. Well, before we jump into it and take a look, we thought it'd be kind of fitting, actually, to have the stars of the story join us today. So without further ado, please welcome Donut Media host James Pumphrey and Nolan Sykes. How are you guys?
Hello, hello.
We're
great.
We are
How you
great.
doing?
Greetings from America.
Greetings from England. So I suppose the easiest question to open everything up with is for anyone who is tuning in who might not be familiar with Donut Media, don't out yourself in chat. It's embarrassing at this point. But do tell us who you guys are and what it is that you do.
We are primarily a YouTube channel that focuses exclusively on automotive content. We try and make everything funny and entertaining. We often use the phrase top of funnel. We believe that, you know, everyone likes cars in the same way that, like, everyone likes jeans and sunglasses. They just might not know it yet. So we like to provide, you know, content that, you know, everyone from the most diehard gearhead to my aunt can watch and enjoy and hopefully learn something. And then very recently we've been expanding outside of YouTube because, you know, we're still building mansions in someone else's backyard. So we now have multiple podcasts. We have a pretty thriving apparel business. You can check that out at donutmedia.com. We just started shipping Stocky, which is our car collectible. And apparently we're in video games now, which is an unbelievable thing to be saying out loud.
So Nolan, I mean, is there anything else you can add to that? I feel like you've just gone through like the Wikipedia page, but I'd love to know if there's anything else you do that hasn't been mentioned.
Well, I did write the Wikipedia page.
Well, there, I can tell. I'm an absolute master of it as well.
In addition to everything that James mentioned, we're also exploring, you know, automotive poetry and, you know, knitting is also another avenue we'd like to explore. Just trying to expand automotive culture everywhere we can.
Well, I think a great place to start is right here today with us in Forza Horizon 5. So, Torben, I kind of want to know, how did the collaboration between yourselves and Donut Media first come together?
Wow, it's been a real journey. Thinking back on, I was looking over my desk at someone else's desk and I saw a slide deck and I saw some pictures of donuts and donut logos. And then shortly after that, I was asked to start watching your show. And then from there, we started putting together this pitch for how we could do something that just would embrace your sense of humor in our game. But I think, James, you absolutely
whoever
nailed
that
it.
person
Yep.
was deserves a raise.
Yes, I will. I'll take that raise or something.
I'm
I don't know.
certain this clip is going to be sent to someone at HR. Come tomorrow saying, this is why I need a raise.
Yes, thank you.
It's called
I'll
R&D.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you absolutely nail it, right? That kind of top of funnel thing, that desire to show everyone that cars are great. And sure, you can get like hyper focused on the details of them, but you can also just love beautiful machines that take you places. So it just felt like a great match.
I mean, that's exactly why
it really is.
That's exactly why we started doing what we do. We all grew up loving cars, and then we got of a certain age, and a lot of the car people that we were surrounded by weren't necessarily the nicest people. And we, from the beginning, really wanted to create a space that was very welcoming. We want to break down the gatekeeping. You know, everyone likes cars. Everyone should be allowed to like cars. You know, there are no stupid questions. We really try and be that cool neighbor down the street with a project car that, you know, you can go hang out in his driveway and learn how to wrench.
I really love that that's something that you guys share between the two groups. I've always been very open that when I played Horizon at the beginning, I didn't know very much about cars, so I feel like I'm sort of along this Donut Media and Forza Horizon journey with you, and I think this is a perfect time to maybe segue into looking at some gameplay. Are we ready for this?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, we're going to have a look now at the Donut Media Story Chapter 2, and then we're going to go through some more questions. So everyone enjoy this first peek we've got for you.
Right. First step is we gotta choose a donor car. What do we got, Nolan?
Got a couple of options. Which do we want to work on? Remember, if you want to work on a different car later, come back here and pick it from this list.
77 Firebird, the blocker car. I swear, I love that car.
So, what are we thinking?
You know what a car like that is bad at? Rallying. So, let's fix that.
Tall order, but I'm here for it.
Just hit the button to bring up the upgrade menu at any time.
And there we go, our first little intro into it. Guys, before I ask questions about the game, how was that for you? Is everyone okay?
That is so surreal. that is bizarre in the most wonderful way.
I love it.
Nolan, we look fit, dude.
Yeah, very fit. You know, something to aspire to, really.
Yeah, I mean, but
taller too.
The level of detail is phenomenal. Like I pointed out earlier, I'm in the game. I'm wearing the shoes that I'm wearing right now.
You've got to show the shoes. You can't just say that and us trust you. Oh, there they are, committed, top to bottom. I love it.
Yeah, like Nolan and I's outfits are so accurate. You can tell us Nolan's haircut is so spot on.
Oh, bless you. Right, okay, Kelly, I'm going to come over to you now. Where are we picking up here in the story? Obviously, I said this is chapter 2, and what is the main objective?
So your main objective is to pick one of the 3 cars. I personally went with the Sylvia. Make it into a rally car, so apply some upgrades. You've got some little kind of tips on which ones to apply, but you can also add more if you want. And then take it out to the test track, and like Torben says, it's a new way to try out upgrades, see what you like, and yeah.
Yeah, and this is one of the things that I felt just made this such a great match with Donut Media, right? Because this is about helping players understand how to use our upgrade system, which is not always brilliantly tutorialized, I'll be honest. But just going into things like the tuning menu and through writing lines for you guys and working with you guys, helping players understand why final gearing is so important as maybe the one thing you should do to any car when you upgrade it in our game. It just felt like a match made in heaven, really.
Yeah, we every piece of content that we make, we try and make educational, at least to some extent. Like, first and foremost, we are an entertainment business. Every video that we make needs to be entertaining. So everything's fun, but we sneak in a little, you know,
a little bit of spice,
learnings,
some vitamins.
Yeah, it's the
yes.
Yes. I recall with some delight getting corrected by Nolan as we were doing script review, and I was being told, no, that means cubic inches. Write it like this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
I'll correct that. Yes.
Yeah, he's terrible to work with. I'm really sorry that. Usually they book us together, and I kind of keep a handle on him. But you know, when he gets alone, you think I'm a dude.
So Nolan, I'm going to ask you this next question first, then, as we're apparently roasting you currently. Which of those 3 cars that we saw at the beginning of that chapter would you choose to turn into a rally machine? So there was the Ford, the Nissan, and the Pontiac.
I think my first choice is going to be that SVT Cobra. I drive a Mustang myself, so I'm very intrigued by that option for sure.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And Chris, what about you? Chris? Who's Chris? James.
Chris
Where
is
do I
later.
go? Oh,
Chris
Chris
is
is later on the show. My apologies, folks. My brain's in another world. James, my apologies. What car would you go for?
You can reach out to Claire. She'll reschedule with us.
Love doing things live. I feel like I do this every single show. I misname someone. James, please answer the question and save me.
The SV2 Cobras, that's the V8, right, Nolan? Yeah. Okay, I wouldn't. Cool car, would not choose it. My very first car that I ever owned when I was 15 years old was an S13 240SX. We didn't get the cool engine in America. We got 2.4 liter naturally aspirated truck motor. But it's a wonderful chassis. I think it's a beautiful car. And mine was red, just like the one on the menu. So, like, 1,000% I was 180SX.
Destiny. Torben, I mean, you're the only person who hasn't had an answer. Do you know which one you would have selected?
I would be driven by the gameplay, and I know that the Cobra is the most powerful car there. Okay. The things you can do the most awful things with. Because the wild thing is when we were working on testing this, there was a version of this which didn't allow players to choose every upgrade those cars have access to, because we were a little bit worried that people might do bad things with the cars. Sure. But I mean, Horizon fun and failure is part of learning. So it's entirely possible to build some very ridiculous cars together with James and Nolan, and then later on in the story get an opportunity to see what comes of that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to change my answer. If the director chose the Mustang, I'm going to choose Mustang too.
Okay, wise choice. Very, very wise choice. I do have another question for you guys.
We're just like a Mustang club now. It's just like 3 Mustang friends. So I just think
just all Mustangs, yes.
I'll choose it as well if that helps. There you go. James Nolan, I know we spoke a little bit about what it was like seeing yourself just then in the game and how incredibly accurate the body type and the clothing and the haircuts are. But what was it like to originally find out? You know, you said that you guys have covered so many areas of media and now you're branching into video games. What was that like to hear that was going to happen and then go through the process of coming to life in a game?
I mean, like I said, Forza is just like the game. You know, it's like there are other games that have initials in them that I won't mention that are a little, they're more quote unquote serious, less fun in my opinion. And then there's the other side of the spectrum where games get a little silly. I think Forza throughout the entire franchise has, you know, found this really great balance of arcade and sim. And, you know, the open world stuff, when you guys introduced that was just like huge. And I think like Forza really is the closest thing to playing with real cars. You find a car, you fix it up, you drive it fast, you break it, you fix it again, you know. And so hearing that this could potentially be an opportunity for us, you know, months ago, like they actually asked, like our team was like, would you guys be interested in being in Forza? We were like we almost threw up. We were like, yeah, yes, absolutely.
It just sort of feel like a no-brainer.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I also mentioned like Nolan and I have had a few experiences doing, you know, racing games, video games, and the process for this one was just, you know, head and shoulders above anything else we've experienced. You know, like the professionalism, the way we were able to collaborate on it. Like we wrote entire sections of scripts based on our relationships. You know, like, I mean, it was just like, honestly, like one of the best experiences of my career. One of the coolest things I've ever done artistically. I know Nolan agrees. It was just like very, very seldom do you experience something that is exactly what you wanted it to be. And you know, this experience was that from the writing process. We recorded our VO separately, and like we both got back to the office, and we were like, dude, I felt like Aladdin. Like I was like getting into it, and like they were giving me lines, and like I was like acting it out, and you know, like it was just,
Nolan, was that the same experience for you, by the way? Did you feel like Aladdin, or I can't remember, was that James who said they were Aladdin?
I think I was the carpet, you know, and James and I were flying together, just going around the minarets, the towers there. Yeah, you know, I've been playing racing games my whole life. Played just a lot of them. I really love the genre, and you know, the Horizon series in particular has always been really elevated the racing genre within pop culture. I think really made it accessible, and it's so surreal to be involved in the game, and I'm just very grateful, and hope we can do more. You know, I love playing these games, and I love being in them as well.
I hope we make the cut.
I think he will at this stage, I think he will. But it's not just fandom, you know, guys coming from you, but Kelly, we mentioned it, you know, right at the top, but you're a huge Donut Media fan. So what was it like getting to bring some of your favorite IRL personalities into the game that you love as well, and you work on every single day?
It was so exciting.
It's nice to meet our only female fan.
I'll take that. I think when we found out we were doing Donut Media, I was like, oh my god, it has to go in the playlist. I've got like all the kind of names ready to go.
Yeah, so you've gone Easter egg heavy. Yes. I've heard in the playlist. I cannot wait to see what you've done in there.
Oh, nice.
Yes, yeah. I was showing everyone in the office like Pop Up a Down Headlights song. I was like happily watching, like getting paid to watch even more videos. So it was great.
Amazing. And Torben, what's that process been like for you as well? The collaborative process between the two of you. It sounds like it's been a dream, honestly. With these two, come on, it must have been.
I think James, you absolutely nailed it, right? It's like you're working with people who really get what makes games fun, and how you bring something that you love that is real into a game. This ability to like focus in on the things that matter and ignore the things that don't.
For sure, yeah.
And just deliver on something that is for everyone, right? Everyone loves cars.
Yeah.
This is what they represent, because everyone loves to go places and the freedom they represent.
It's limitless, isn't it? Get behind a wheel, who knows where it's going to take you.
Yes. So it was delightful.
Yeah. There's two reactions that you have when working with a director. The first one is, all right, dude. And the second one is, all right, man. You know, and this experience was definitely full of, all right, man. You know, like it was just really a dream. Like recording our dialogue was, again, one of the most fun things I've ever done. Nolan went before me. I was so nervous about it. He had left. I texted him from the parking lot, and I was like, was it scary? And he was like, no, man, it was like the most fun. And it really was. It was just like I would do it over and over and over again. Like,
I think that's a hint.
Yes.
When I was a kid dreaming of being a professional creative person, like this is how I envisioned it being, and everybody involved on y'all's side just really made it just, you know, a dream and as close to a perfect experience as it could have been.
Okay, so I feel like we'd be remiss at this point if we didn't ask you to plug a little bit about the channel. So Nolan, when can you tell us, when's the next Donut Media episode live?
So we actually had a video come out this morning. You can check that out, and we have another one coming out tomorrow. We usually upload 2 or 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But yeah, go check out the video.
Perfect, we'll do. Okay, back to the room then, with a lovely bit sprinkled on the side. Torben, where does the story go from here? We just looked at chapter 1. Are we going to have a look at chapter 3, perhaps?
So the whole narrative framing for this is, what if you met James and Nolan and built a car with them? So we've built our car, in this case, this ludicrous blocker car, and now we're going to go rallying with it. So I think we'll look at chapter 3, which is where we do some time trials in it.
Perfect, okay, let's have a look at this then.
Drive it as fast as possible along the entire route.
So every car that you choose, you could take through this. You could upgrade them differently. A thing that I really enjoyed writing for this and working with you guys on was kind of finding the right facts, the right amusing stuff to put in about the individual cars. I mean, you talked about the naturally aspirated truck engine that got put into the Nissan, and it was just that kind of back and forth to find those stories that just I felt really nailed what your show is about.
Yeah, I love that the line about me being a professional passenger. I don't know if it's in the game, but I definitely recorded it on.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah, I remember that coming up in our ideation sessions. It's like, I'm the professional passenger. So we slotted that in. So that was the third chapter. And there are multiple chapters in the story. And you take the same car that you upgrade through those chapters, doing increasingly wild and amusing things. And then could go back and rebuild the car.
So the replayability, and not only of the one car with different builds, but you've actually got 3 cars to take it through as well.
Yes, yes. And as I mentioned, this is a brand new feature that we're adding to the game. The test track is what we're calling it. We're doing something a little bit new with this together with you guys. We're giving
you guys something new. Nah.
Right. But normally when we bring a feature out, the whole feature is like ready for everyone.
Yeah.
What we've done here is we've brought out the test track, and it can be experienced in the context of the Donut Media Horizon story, and then as we like refine that experience and really nail down how that will work for the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cars in our game, we'll look to making that more broadly available. But I mean, you can imagine, right? Just 3 cars, all the things you could do with those, that like matrix of things that could be troublesome is huge. So like getting some early light on it, getting some early exposure to it, just felt like a really great way to give that feature like a little bit of a trial run with our players.
Yeah, for sure.
And this story was just a great place to do that.
Absolutely.
That's such an honor and such a cool thing. So thank you guys so much. I actually totaled a car on a track 2 weeks ago. So I'm even more of a professional passenger. Yeah, I'm not allowed to drive anymore.
I'm curious though, you guys. We mentioned here that there's 3 cars at the moment that players in Forza Horizon 5 can work with. Is there anything in your garage at the moment that you're working on that we can hear about? While I'm here, I've got to ask you these kind of questions, right? I want sneak peeks.
We are currently working on 2 Subaru WRXs. One of them, Nolan's car, gets all the cheap parts. My car gets all the expensive parts. Then we put them head-to-head on the track to see how much of a difference a bunch of money makes. I totaled mine, so now we're on the 3rd car.
See, so that's the difference it makes.
Yeah. We've also gone through 7 engines in those cars, which is not fun. We have 2 twin V8 powered Nissan 350Z drift cars that are a lot of fun. I have an old Volkswagen Golf that I imported from Germany a few years ago with a 5-cylinder turbo Audi motor in it. So it weighs like 200 pounds and has like 350 horsepower. It's like driving an office chair with a motor on it. It's not smart, but I finally got that running again. Yeah, I got that running again. It runs as of this week. It drives. Nolan drives a Mustang. Nolan also has a 52.
Yeah, 1952 Chrysler Imperial. I bought that several years ago. It's a bit of a bane of my existence right now. It's currently in the office parking lot. We have plans to make some videos with that pretty soon and get that running and out of the parking lot so my coworkers can have a parking spot back. Yeah.
It's a very cool car. Before it was at Donut, it was behind my garage for about a year and a half until Nolan knocked on my front door, and he was jacking it up and blew a hole in my septic tank. So
it was lovely.
That's when we decided.
So always put some plywood underneath your jack if you're working on dirt, just to spread out the load, but also avoid any situations like that.
Yes.
Or just be careful when Nolan's around is the other thing I think you need to do.
Right.
Well, Maybe, yeah.
or just don't buy a car that weighs 25,000 pounds.
There's many learnings we can take from this.
Don't do that.
So Kelly, I'm also curious because it's not just Donut Media featuring in a story, right? They're going to be in the series in some way or another?
Yeah, so to celebrate Donut Media coming to Horizon, they're also going to live in the festival playlist. So that will be our theme. You can find the story there. We'll have seasonal championships, some really cool Forza Link rewards, which you'll see later. Yeah,
awesome.
so
And we're going to deep dive on all of that shortly. So don't go anywhere, chat. I do have one more question I need to ask Torben. I know we've sort of hinted at it a little bit, but is this the last time we're going to see Donut Media at all in the Horizon Festival?
Absolutely not.
Yes, I love that answer. Perfect. So more to come with Donut Media. Guys, are you all right if we maybe just keep featuring your wonderfulness in the game? Is that good?
Yeah, we got all the guys. All of our faces got scanned. My favorite story, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share this, but apparently, so we got like our faces scanned in LA, and then apparently there's like motion capture actors in England.
Yes.
And so they had motion capture suits, and then you guys made them watch a bunch of our videos to get our mannerisms down.
Yes.
Yeah, to like walk like us and like move our hands like us. So like we're very nervous that like it's gonna come out and we're all gonna be like.
I love the idea that there are now people walking around in the UK who could like be body doubles for James and Nolan as well. Like they could add that to their CV.
Like you guys are cool and it's really fun meeting you, but I really, really want to meet my motion capture guy.
I think we need to bring them on the show at some point. But James and Nolan, this has been truly a treasure talking to you today. A real treat. I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of the season. Guys, I don't know if there's any passing comments from you on you know, the work you've done together. I don't want to have the final word. It feels like you guys have got the real relationship.
It's been absolutely great. I have loved every minute of it, and I can't wait to talk about what comes next.
Yeah, true dream come true. This is the coolest thing we've ever done. Thank you guys so much for thinking of us and including us in it. My nephew and all of his friends think I'm the coolest guy on the planet, so I appreciate that.
You are very welcome, James.
Amazing. Well, I think I speak for everyone saying then, I cannot wait to play the full Donut Media story when it comes next week. Thanks again, guys. Hopefully we speak to you soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Cheers. Bye. Wow, that was absolutely wonderful. I know I'm buzzing. Kelly, I've got to ask you, how are you? I know you were really excited to speak to them.
Oh, I'm such a fangirl, so that was amazing.
Wonderful. Torben, are you all right? Do you think you can carry on with the show?
I'll do my best.
Wonderful.
Soldier on.
We'll all do our best. Now is actually my favourite part of the show as well. We're going to go through the festival playlist. Let's have a look and see, Kelly, all the wonderful things you've got lined up for us for the next month.
Yes. So this theme is Donut Media.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Donut Media all
if
the
you've
way
not
down.
figured that out so far, by the way, chat, this just saying it right now, it's Donut
we did
Media.
a small collaboration with them.
Yeah, just a
little
small
bit.
one. Yeah, if you've only just tuned in.
This is also the second series where we have a series initial experience, or a series intro, as you can see there. The bit of gameplay we saw earlier with Jason Nolan
we've gone
is
through
what
that
you can
bit.
play
Yeah.
from there.
Awesome. And these are our cars for the whole series.
Oh yes, the Stradale.
Yes, so I've seen a lot of people looking out for the Ferrari on the auction house, so I've put it in the playlist for anyone that's still looking for it.
I love the idea of you just like hiding out in the auction house, like with your binoculars on, like, what are you like?
You have
up
no
to?
idea.
I'm on socials, I'm checking what everyone wants.
She's everywhere.
Yes.
But to start with, we have summer. So we've got the new Link & Co, which we'll look at a bit later. The Ascari for anyone that needs that as well for 40 points. And then, do you want to talk to
absolutely. So the Donut Media Horizon story, gone through that in so much detail, but this is so exciting. Not only is it a really great, fun piece of stuff that we did with James and Nolan, it's a whole new way to upgrade cars.
Absolutely.
Really, really fun. It's in Festival Playlist. You earn points for it, and there's a really nice Firebird on this for fully at the Forza edition for completing the story.
Very nice.
Yep. And anyone that wants to jump in and try out the new reward car straight away, you can jump into our monthly rivals.
That's right there.
Yeah, those have jumped forwards in our table as well, haven't they?
Up to speed. It feels like I've heard that be said.
Yes. So when we first got the news that we would be working with Donut Media, I was like, that's it. the festival playlist makes itself. Everything is made. All the names are.
You just press the button.
Yeah. You just went into full like fan mode.
There is no button that makes festival playlist. Let me make that really clear.
Yes, I do this. It's not a button. So I love the videos. I love all the different series. So one of my favourites, Up to Speed, where they kind of focus in on a kind of manufacturer model. So we've got the kind of WRX. We've got another week with the M3, and we kind of wanted to bring that into Up to Speed for our weekly challenges. So it's kind of a similar vibe where we're kind of teaching you about the car, letting you know some really cool car facts. So yeah, and WRX obviously an amazing car, so really fun one for the week.
Love it, wonderful.
And then going across, I know we've had a lot of kind of stock car trials recently, so we've opened them up, and this series, our trials are all anything goes, so whatever you want to bring.
Lovely.
We've got some roads, some dirt races, normally around like A to B class, because I know you guys love A class.
I legit think some of the best driving in our game is A and B class.
Yes. And then nice event lab. We've got Turbo Totoro. Ooh.
Yes.
Yes, Yo Dog, I heard you like dirt. I guess there's probably some dirt racing in that.
Yes, so give that one out a try. And then my favourite things for the series are our seasonal championships.
Yes.
And this is really where we've gone to town with the Donut Media themes. So we've got Boost Creeps, which is obviously all about turbos. And all our kind of car restrictions match these themes. So Retro Sports Car is the place where we've got the most cars with turbos. So that obviously had to be the restriction. We've got Buff Horses, so had to put the Mustangs there. And Wheelhouse, which I thought was really funny to kind of do vans, because it's kind of like a house on wheels. Which
Yep.
Yes, we've got some sheds on wheels.
You've had a lot of fun with this one.
So it's one of my favourite playlists I've made to date. We've got the treasure hunt for anyone that wants to get ahead on the clue early.
Yeah, obviously screen cap that and get cracking.
Yeah, yep.
What am I saying? They've already done that. Right, okay. I just want to dig on this. What's the reward on this?
So this series we've got a Forza Link reward that recreates the pop-up and down headlight song for any of you fans out there. So if I send pop-up, Torben can reply, pop down.
Pop down.
Yeah.
And then I can reply, headlights.
No.
So I want everyone out there in free room telling each other about their
just
pop-up
pop up in the
headlights.
pop down. Yes.
Yeah. So that's one of my favourite videos, my favourite songs from their channel.
You're not going to give us a medley?
No.
Right. Fine. No, sorry, chat. I tried.
But I think this is the car that's first in the video, so it had to take the photo challenge spot.
Sure. That makes sense. Good thinking.
And we've got the return of, obviously, our kind of Hot Wheels challenges, and Joy of Cars, which is one of their T-shirts. I love all their T-shirts on their shop, so I had to get a few of them in as well.
Lovely. And now over to autumn. What have we got going through there?
So for autumn, we've got the Morris Traveller, which we'll look at a bit later. Again, the story counts towards your points. I've seen a lot of confusion online, but so the points count across all the weeks.
Yes, yeah.
So if you earn them, it won't be 15 for that week. It will be across
the entire series.
Yeah.
It's like getting a little wedge in for all of them. Yes.
I always like doing the series ones because it ticks all weeks up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Then we've got the Up to Speed challenge again, M3, one of my favourite cars. So everyone can jump in and try that one. Again, the trials are anything goes. So bring one of your favourite tunes in. This week's dirt racing.
B-class dirt racing.
Yep. And then obviously we know a lot of players also love to do our PR stunts with anything goes. So we've given you a lot of freedom this series.
It's a bit of me, that is.
Yeah.
It's the PR stunts. I'm all over them, yeah. I normally do those first, actually. It's the monthly, and then I go into the PR stunts, yeah.
And that picture is so Horizon, it's not even funny.
It really is, isn't it?
I really love anything goes for all three because I can just get a car, take it around, do all three of them.
Absolutely.
So that's good. And then again, my favourite, pop-up headlights, has returned. And I'm going to show you the little bucket.
You're saying there's a car restriction called... Kelly, did you make a car bucket called pop-up headlights?
I did. I spent one afternoon scouring our whole car list and seeing which cars have the pop-up.
No, I love that. That's so helpful.
That's
commitment.
Yes,
and I mean,
dedication.
That's just a car bucket now, right?
Yes, we can use these again and again.
And again
and
and
I
again.
will.
And again, and maybe once again.
Exactly. And then we've got the Huspers Championship, as James would say. So this is in hypercars. We've got to take your fast cars around.
Yes.
The high-low, so for anyone that loves watching their channel, they do a series where James and Nolan each have a Nissan 350 and one one has the kind of low car, which is kind of cheap upgrades. One has the high car, which is the expensive upgrades, and then they take them out on the track and see how they fare.
Cool, lovely.
Really fun concept, that.
Yeah. Do you want to talk to the more power?
Well, yes. I mean, there's a lot of power in that picture, right? There's a dam.
Powerful.
Lots of kinetic energy in that water, and it's the power wagon.
Power again. Yeah.
Layers here, layers of play.
Yes, the deep law.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And, I mean, just go right. I'm sorry, I just read the title of that challenge.
Look, it's not a Horizon Playlist Festival unless there is one, no offence to you, Kelly, but a subpar pun in there. They're normally all 10 out of 10s, but there has to be one that leaves you
has
going,
to, like, physically hurt. Right.
Really?
But this is the collectibles.
Yes.
We should probably also mention that James and Nolan do a bit of a takeover of the festival playlist. They have some fun lines about this.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Lovely, cool, lovely.
So listen out for one of the fun locations.
Winter. What have we got going on in winter?
So for winter, we have the Ford wagon and the Zembo returning for anyone that needs that one. We've got the weekly challenge again at the speed. So the Integra, another one of my favourite cars. I love a coupe. And then we've got the Anything Goes trial, or Anything Goes speed traps for anyone that wants to do that.
Piece, it's a nice car if you don't have one. I have one, but
yes. At the Event Lab for anyone that wants to check it out. And we've also got the Builder's helmet and outfit returning for anyone that...
Yes, I noticed that outfit in an earlier season, yeah.
And the wood surface racing, that's my, I guess, my new favourite.
And then our seasonal championships, again, my favourite. So we've got D-List, which is obviously D-Class cars. Real Mechanic, I think we've got some retro muscles. And then
He's
we've got
gone again.
So obviously these are all kind of similar to their channel. They've got a Real Mechanic series, a D-List series, and a Versus series. So for Versus, you've got the BMW versus Audi for this one.
Cool, awesome. Over to the challenges.
So for the challenges this week, we've got my personal favourite video is Money Pit. And this is where I think it's Zach upgrades his Miata on his driveway. So we've got a nice little treasure hunt to kind of celebrate that. And then for the photo challenges, we've got buff horses. So take your Mustangs out, get some great pictures there.
Lovely stuff. And then last but not least is spring. What's going on in spring?
So for spring, we've got the Morris Traveller, the GT3 for anyone. I know that is a very popular car, one of my favourite cars again.
I recently rode in one of those.
What? GT3?
Yes.
And you tell us now?
Yes, it was the colour. It's literally that colour.
Was it good? Was it fun?
It feels like it rotates around the middle. It's amazing.
I'm so jealous.
It goes around corners. It feels like it's just like rotating.
Can you invite us next time?
No.
Right, okay, shall we move on?
It's not mine, otherwise I would.
I forget you, Torben.
So for this week, we've got the Audi TT at the Speed Challenge. Anyone that loves that car?
That's my mum's favourite car, by the way.
It's a beautiful car.
I always grew up, my mum, she always wanted to drive an Audi TT black soft top. That's just, I don't know, that's just like burnt into my head. That's what, she never got it, bless her. Maybe one day.
It's on my list of cars I would definitely like to have at some point.
There you go. If you get it, I might have to send... Torben's not going to let us go in his GT3, but if you can let my mum go in your Audi TT, that'd be great. Thank you.
And Torben's not allowed.
Yeah, no, Torben's nowhere near.
I've lost my copybook there. Yeah.
We just need to get a driveway with a big enough for all the cars. So this week we have seasonal playground games, the Anything Goes trial, and I'll go over to our championships. So we've got More Power Baby, which is our extreme track toys. Money Pit, which is a Miata, so anyone wants to take your MX-5 out.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, great car. And then we've got Pass Gas, which I think is Retro Rally. And finally, the Photo Challenge, which is High-Low. Another amazing car, Fair Lady, which is celebrate their High-Low Challenge.
It was so much fun making this playlist.
It was such a fun playlist.
I could tell you lot just going back through it again. You're just like, oh, and then we did this really cool, and then this was an amazing idea from a video. So
I literally
I'm sure
got to watch their videos for my job, which was so fun. I'm just sitting there scrolling through.
That's a
having
dream
great
job,
time.
really, isn't it? Well, that was excellent. Lots of great Donut Media themed seasonal events in there and some reward cars to boot as well, which you said we're going to go through later. We'll have a look at those, the return of the Rocket Bunny body kits, you heard right, and more later in the show. But our community spotlight is up next, right after this.
Gorgeous. Those were our winners from weeks 33 through to 36 of the official livery design contest on the Forza forums. And if you're interested in participating, seeing more designs, or maybe just meeting more painters, be sure to check out the forums via the link in chat. And that's a great segue into today's community spotlight. Our guest is Skogarmar, the painter and admin for the Forza Horizon 5 Livery and Designs Share Your Designs Facebook group, which is a community dedicated to fostering creativity and spotlighting talented artists and their designs. So, Skogarmar, welcome to Forza Monthly. Hello, it is a pleasure to have you on the show. Hi.
Hey, it's brilliant to be here.
Hello. So, you're actually an admin of the Livery and Designs Facebook group. So, tell us a little bit about the group and what you guys do.
So basically, the group's been going now for probably around 2 years. It started out as a small chat and a really small group of people that had a love for painting, a love for designing the game. It wasn't just painters, though. It was people who wanted to get to know other painters and download their designs. The whole philosophy of the page was to push creativity of the community and put a spotlight on those people in game. And over them 2 years, it's just grown bigger and bigger and bigger. Myself, I was just a member at the time. I wasn't even an admin or anything like that. I didn't even design paints. I was just there to download other paints because I was in a drift team. So I was there to support the leader of the drift team, who eventually became an admin as well, with his paints. So as it got bigger and bigger, the guy who created it, Scott, which is what you're trying to say, he wanted more people to get involved to help him run the page. So we got Adam Wood involved, whose gamer tag is OhellNo89, along with a couple more different gamer tags. He runs about 3 different accounts. He needs that much room for paints. So as it grew and grew, he then got me on board. By this point, I was designing as well. And it's continued to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point now the mod admin team sits at, I think there's about 6 or 7 of us maybe. There's some well-known names in there as well. So there's Quadro 40k, there's PTG Stuzy, we've got a guy from France, Eno66, we've got the Sly Jedi, IG Tally Chong, Rob's GTI. I think I've got everybody. The Low End 77, I think I've got everyone on my list. They all wanted a little bit of piece of the action today. So.
Oh yeah. Of course. Gotta get your name out there. Obviously, you guys are a Facebook group, the Livery and Designs Facebook group, but are you exclusively on Facebook, or are you elsewhere on the internet as well?
So we exclusively started on Facebook, and that is our main point of focus. So we're at something like it's over 6,000 people on Facebook now. Not just designers, we've got tuners, we've got blueprint creators, we've got people who probably don't create anything like that, but they are there to support the creators in game by downloading content, and our page gives people the opportunity to do that. And we promote people of different levels. There's people who have been painting for years or creating for years, people who are just starting out. There's no sort of restraint there to what we do is we want to try and push people into becoming creators and help them out, give them tips, give them pointers. There's no right or wrong way of doing things, experiments, stuff like that. But not only, like you say, I'll come back to the question, is not only are we on Facebook, we've got the competitions now we post on the Forza forums. I'm the social media guy. They just sort of let me run free with social media stuff, hence me being here today. And I post on my personal Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, Twitter, my personal Facebook. I'm there just sharing everything about the page anywhere I can get it. If there's a new website come out of social media, and then I want to know what it is and I want to get on it.
Get it on the ground floor. You got to cross promote everywhere. You mentioned competitions, and everyone loves a good contest. How often do you actually host the contests?
So we have a monthly competition. It runs every month. This is our sort of first year of really getting involved with that. We get support from Turn 10 on that, so there's in-game prizes available for the top 6 liveries in that competition. They're voted for by the moderation and admin team. We do have a rule: if the mods and admins, they are welcome to get involved. If they do, they can't judge. All our judging is very transparent. You can see who voted for what, who voted for who. So everything is so out there that everyone can see it. We like to say we do them monthly. We have different themes. It might be a theme car theme. It might be sort of a theme for the design. So in the past we've had something to do with like a movie or a tribute to a certain event or something like that. It just we've planned the calendar out for this year at the beginning of the year, and I think now we're all up to date. Everything's planned in. We're looking ahead to next year as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more in a moment because we've got some of those designs to show off, some of the themes. But the most recent theme was Halloween, of course. It's just October, just passed. And I think we got a picture of some of the winners from this as well. So a lot of spooky entries. Do you want to talk us through why maybe some of these won, in fact?
It was a tough competition. We've had a few of these competitions where it's been really hard to judge. We have to get a top 6. And honestly, I had about 15 designs at one point, and I'm looking and thinking, I really like that one, I like that one, I want that one, I want that one. I had to get this down to 6. Eventually, I got down to 10. Then I think I got it down to, I want to say 7. And I was like, I don't even want to kick the 7th place out. Like, this is impossible for me to do. And everyone said the same thing. Like, and these all had something different about them. They're very different in style. There's a lot going off on all of them that just represents Halloween so well. And you look at the judging for this competition, honestly, like, I don't think I think there's only one or two of them that really like sort of got across the board high votes. Like the rest of them, there was probably another 6 or 7 designs that all got votes that could have made this top 6. Like, it was crazy, like, looking at it.
Yeah. It's a hard job trying to like you said, all of these are really unique, really different designs as well. So trying to decide one over the other is very, very difficult. It's also nice seeing some of these familiar names as well. Obviously, I've been doing Forza Monthly for quite a while now, and seeing a few of these familiar names and faces pop up time and time again is lovely. And seeing new names. Thinking,
I mean, there was I look on it pretty much every month, and I'm like, that guy's part of the community, or I know that guy, I was talking to them yesterday. And you look at the previous slides just showing off what is in the community. There's a lot of people in them that are previous winners or were very close to winning the Halloween one. That's sort of the level in which the community's got to, where there's so much creative like content out there.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, let's look at some of the winning designs from some of the previous contests. So you said you came up with all these themes at the beginning of the year.
Yep, so there's only one theme, maybe 2 themes actually on there that wasn't planned at the beginning of the year. They've altered along the lines. So that one, funny enough, is the perfect shape. Quadro joined us team quite late on. We gave him the reins on this one and said, look, what do you want to do? And he came up with a perfect shape. The whole idea behind that was you had to design, it was on any car, but you could only use triangles to create your livery. So people were trying to create sponsor decals using just triangles. People were going crazy over it. It was like, can't get this right, can't get that right. But then there was some amazing things done with just triangles. And I'm looking and thinking, wow. And we had to try and figure out if they were just triangles. Like, and honestly, they all were. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Because we have to download in game to like really look into the details of some of the designs and really go for it in that. The other one that wasn't planned on screen again, funnily enough, is the one about Queen Elizabeth. When she died, we decided to do a pop-up competition and do a bit of a tribute to the Queen. So the idea of that was it had to be on a British car. It had to be something sort of linking back to Britain and the Queen. But yeah, all the other ones are planned throughout the year. We had them planned pretty early doors and all sort of have varying themes to either a film, a big event, an anniversary of something, or just a celebration of car culture in general.
Yeah, and I love all the different designs you have here, even for just sharing the winner. Like, there's so much effort put into each of these, even the announcements for the winner's delivery, so that's really cool. What is the theme for November, then?
So the theme for November, we've sort of let Virtual Raps run with this one, or Oh Hell No 89. Adam, he runs a drift team in Forza Horizon. And that's sort of originally where I started out and where I began painting, actually. So we've let him run loose with this one. It's called the Next DK. It doesn't mean Donkey Kong. I need to get that one in there. It does mean Drift King, and basically the theme for this one, it runs from the 1st to the 22nd of November, so it's already out now. Some brilliant designs already flooding in. The theme for this is anything drift, so any car goes, as long as it fits within the drifting community, and as long as the style of the livery fits in, which opens up to a massive sort of scope, because you can do traditional tribal stuff, traditional Japanese, you can do the anime girl type thing, you can go down the beta route and put all the little rust and the little battered cracks into it flat, and different coloured body parts. It just opens up such an open kind of canvas for people to create this one. So it's going to be really good fun, I think.
Excellent. Can't wait to see the entries and the winners, hopefully, at some point in December. But in addition to the monthly contests, you also support artists in other ways, right?
Yeah, so we try to push artists as much as we can into any avenue we can get them into, whether that's bringing it to the guys at Turn 10 and Playground Games, whether that's putting it into as many different social media platforms as we can. We do, and this, like I say, this isn't just for livery artists, this is for tuner, this is for people who tune, this is for people who create blueprints, just any sort of creative content in game, even if it's sort of making videos and stuff that you want to post all over social media and whatever, just anything that can be put out there. But yeah, we do so much to try and push that. That is the whole idea of the page. But we also do our monthly featured designer, which is something else we can obviously talk about. I think we've got a couple of pictures of it. Funny enough, here we are actually. Podca 9696, he's our featured designer for the month. So throughout the month, you'll see his designs featured in game, and we'll be posting it on our Facebook page. He'll be the header for the month, different designs rotating through. The way this is chosen is all at random. There was a post put out a while back where you could put your gamer tag down. You got entered into basically a sort of a hat, but it's like a little video wheel thing that we put up, and it spins and it picks a random designer, and they answer a bit of a little Q&A about how they got into designing, favourite cars, favourite style, any tips they'd give to new designers or current designers, And Podca's done a really nice little Q&A. I was reading through that earlier. Absolutely brilliant little Q&A. Some really good tips in there for designers as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. Spin the wheel and get featured for the month, and anybody can enter if you're a designer or artist. That's really cool. So to move on, because there's a lot to talk about. So much. You've got so much going on. It's great.
Loads.
You started recently collaborating with a group called Motorscope, and we're going to take a quick look at what that is, and then we're going to discuss it together. So let's watch the video. Music. All right, so quickly, who are Motorscope and what are you guys working on together?
So Motorscope are a group that are on Facebook and YouTube. We sort of got involved with them because one of our mods, Eno66 from France, a load of the French artists started flooding the page, putting some paints out there. And I'm like, okay, this is cool work. And then he said, oh, look, I'm working with these guys. I've been working with these guys over at Motorscope. They've done this video for me. He put this video out of this Porsche you've been doing, and we're like, these guys are really good. Like, this isn't just someone playing about with a little app on the phone or something like that. These guys have put some real thought into this. Like, so we started talking to him and asking him questions about these guys. Like, I'll get an introduction to you. So we started speaking, and then they put a competition out for a Dodge Viper. Create a livery, get featured on one of our videos, and we're like, yeah, let's get involved in this. Let's go and have a go. I got involved. Adam got involved and Lionel got involved, and we all ended up on this Dodge Viper video with these 3 very different designs featured on this video, and it's about 3 minutes long, I think, on YouTube. And I'm sat there thinking, wow, and they do a big build up to it. They don't just drop it. They're like, oh, get ready, we're releasing this soon. Very soon they'll start putting little snippets out, little teasers, and it'll get you little tasters in there. A little bit like the one we've just seen. That's a little teaser video. And we're like, right, okay, this is cool. How can we help them get even further out there, get more exposure? It was like, look, we've been chatting to T10, and we get supported by them with competitions and stuff like that. You know, maybe we can start talking and pushing Motorscope towards them. Hence now their videos on Forza Monthly.
Yeah.
So what we're working on is not only are the winners going to get in-game prizes, they're going to get featured by Motorscope in one of their videos. So they're going to get one of these really cool videos done, really professional videos that will showcase their design that they can put on YouTube, put on Facebook, put on Twitter, put on wherever they want to share it, and have that little piece of like Motorscope on their design.
Very cool. Yeah, just pushing their art to the next chapter, really, giving an entire motion picture with their artwork. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool collaboration there. So we have seen some amazing designs by other artists, but you are actually also a painter. And I think we got some pictures of some of the things that you've made as well. So let's take a quick look now. What's going on here? Explain this design. And you made this quite recently, right?
Yeah, so I think this has been out maybe a day or two. I actually didn't think I'd get it in.
Recent.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd get it in time to be featured on the stream today. So I actually put one of my Mackie Hoonigans in one of the previous slides to just get myself a little bit of recognition there. But yeah, I managed to get this one in, and this one is something I created recently, like I say, in the last couple of days. It's sort of a geometric, traditional feather-looking design. All over the car, it's covered in geometric patterns and this feather with a lot of paint splatters. The initial idea came from a design I did back in Horizon 4, which was on I believe it's a GT86. And I did a geometric wolf with like orange, pink, and blue paint splatters. And in all honesty, it was a complete accident. It turned out really well. I was really happy, really proud of this design. And everyone keeps asking me, "Oh, how do you do it? How do you do it?" And I was like, honestly, accident. Sometimes you just get lucky in these designs. You have an idea, you start doodling, and something happens. But I got so much recognition from that design from PTG Stuzy, Snake Eyes Fry, and then Don Juan Son even comment on it. And I was like, right, I'm getting for like people who I look up to in creative world and in Forza. Like these guys are top level, really giving me compliments. And
yeah,
I
they
just
see
realized
it and notice something special in it. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I thought this is an art style I love. So I thought I'd have a little doodle again the other day, and one of the admins chose the car. Adam chose the car for me, and it just flowed. I actually had it all built up in vinyl groups, and just started just placing it on the car and really just moving it around a little bit. And it all just fell into place perfectly, and it sort of brings a bit of my favorite design out there, design style out there, which is traditional Japanese. I've got loads of them on my creative hub with samurais and dragons and cherry blossom trees and all sorts of things like that. But yeah, it's not just them. That's probably my favorite design style. It's just not the only design style I do. I've done anime girls, I've done cartoons, I've done drift, rally, race liveries, you name it. I've had a little go at everything. But yeah, I've got plenty out there to offer people. So
yeah, people should absolutely go check out all your designs because there's a very large variety and a lot of special designs as well. And speaking of special designs, we are actually running very low on time right now, but there's one last livery you wanted to show us today. So we'll very quickly look at this one. Who painted this and why is it so special?
Very special creation. So this was a collaboration livery. It's not available to download. There's no share codes for it. It is created by two artists. It's created by Eno66 and Virtual Raps 89, and they basically both designed a vinyl group each, and then downloaded each other's vinyl groups and placed it on the car. And they've got it. Both of them got it pretty spot on the car. I don't know exactly how they've done it. They've obviously talked very, very clearly through how they've done it. And then what happened is this was put out in the Facebook page on offer to the community for people to download and take some snaps off. A lot of people got hold of it. I don't know how many more are out there now to even get hold of, whether they're even still being posted, but I know there was quite a few out there. So yeah, it's just a very special design, a very big collaboration. Really cool that two artists are able to work on one car, and they're both in different countries, and they've still created something very special there that, like I say, it can't be shared, but it can be at least auction housed so people can use it.
Yeah, very cool. Very gorgeous design as well. I'm sorry for having to rush you towards the end of this, but it has been a real pleasure speaking with you, Skogarmar. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful day. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And if you want to learn more about the Forza Horizon 5 livery and design, share your creations group, follow the link in chat right now, or follow Skogarmar Gaming on Twitter. And we're always on the lookout for guests to feature in our community spotlight on Forza Monthly. So if there's someone you'd like to nominate for a chance to appear on the show, you can do so at aka.ms/community spotlight. And now it's time to send you back to Charlie and the gang for more Forza Horizon 5 update news. Take it away, Charlie.
Hello everybody, welcome back again to Playground Games. Now James and Nolan from Donut Media may have left, but I believe a very good trade is here. We have Chris Phillips taking their place. Now Torben, Kelly, I do have to double check, this was a fair trade, yeah?
I think just in terms of car culture to beard, I think yes.
The ratios are correct, wonderful. Now Chris, before we move on, how are you my dear? I have to ask, are you good?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, good to be here.
Wonderful. It's lovely to have you here. Now, while you are, we're going to get you to work. We are going to be talking about, we just saw the Link & Co. 03 TCR in the previous video, so I think that's probably a really good place to start, because this is a new to Forza car, right?
It is, yeah. So, cast our minds back to Series 12. Yeah. We added the Link & Co. 03. 02? Sorry.
The 03, you got
03,
it.
Yeah.
Got it first time.
Yeah, we added the 03. This is the touring car version of that, and players that have looked around in the upgrades of the road car will have found a wide body kit, which is not too dissimilar to this. Mm-hmm. This was actually the car that they used as a basis for going to the Nürburgring and setting some amazing lap times with. This car is the World Touring Car. It's built by Cyan Racing. Touring car is like a spec series, so all the cars have to conform to certain standards like horsepower and weight and things like that. That means the racing's really, really close and really exciting to watch. Mm-hmm. But they're also just really cool cars as well. So what I love about this is front-wheel drive cars. You don't tend to see at really high performance levels, but in touring cars you do.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And you end up with really cool kind of setups on them. So if you watch the back of the car, you can kind of see it like jumping around.
Go on, Torben, do something cool.
You can see it bouncing. When you're in a corner, the back inside wheel will actually go out this far off the ground on it, and that's to prioritise grip on the front axle. They're really fun, kind of like nippy kind of. There you go, see it popping up. Really fun cars to drive because of it. Very different. So yeah, really great addition this one, and amazing colour on it as well.
Yeah, I love the livery.
Yeah, livery's good as well, isn't it? Very nice. I do always have to ask, any celebrity drivers? It's my question. I have to ask this one every single month.
So no, race cars don't tend to have them.
But
okay. You can see on the back windscreen what Jan Muller drives this, and he's a very
I was there the whole
driver.
time. I should have known. Wonderful. Okay, I think we should probably look at the next three cars, and they have a bit of a theme to them as well. The first one we're going to look at, and you'll probably guess, chat, where I'm going with this. The first one is the Ford Super Deluxe Woody. What's so special about this car?
So if we go into the My Car screen, if you put favourites on, and then go across one. Yeah, so there's a bit of a theme with the other three, and they're all Woodies, which is a bit of a weird car type, where the whole back of the car is made out of wood. Where this really comes from, I don't really know.
Maybe related to the fact that they're made out of wood. Is that why they're called Woodies?
Yeah, I would guess. Yeah. Well, I think the more question is they're definitely called Woodies because of wood, Torben. But why?
Why? Yeah.
Why on earth did people do this?
Yes, I'm perceptive.
But one of the great things about it is they just look incredible. This car is particularly iconic, especially in kind of like hot rodding circles. Mm-hmm. If you just go to the side of it, Torben, it's a really like very vintage look.
Yeah,
but
very. The
wood just gives it that kind of Californian surfing vibe. From memory, there is an upgrade. You can put a surfboard on the roof of this as well.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, really, really nice car, this one. And then we've also got the Mini Traveller and the Morris Traveller, which are similar in that the whole back end was made out of wood.
Okay. Which one we're going to take a look at now?
Ooh, should we have a look at the Mini?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
I love that the whole front is just a normal Mini, and then
look at the back. Stretched it up.
And then it's a shed back there. It's like a mullet, right? Car at the front, party in the back. The party just happens to be made out of wood on this car.
So yeah, this and the Morris are kind of the British take on it in a way. Still very pretty little car, this. And one little fact to have about Woodies is restoring cars, I wouldn't say it's straightforward, but you know, they're normally made out of metal. Metal's easy to form, weld. I say easy. If you're really good at it, it's easy. If you're not, it's not easy. trust me. But these cars have a totally different element in that the whole back is made out of wood. So there's very few specialists still around that can make the back of these
It's not
cars
as simple as just whacking a bit of timber on it. You have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, not quite. To get it to look this good, you need to know what you're doing. To make it functional, yeah, a bit of timber, 2x4, nail it together.
You could do it to any car. I would not recommend that, chat. Do not do it.
I mean, if you just look at the profile on the side there, right? The way that it kind of curves in and then goes up straight in a piece, that must be hell to form so beautifully.
I think you have to steam it. So we're getting into the real details now.
No, I like
when you steam wood, you can bend it, and I think that's why these are so difficult to make, because you have to have essentially molds for all the bits of wood, and then you steam them.
Awesome. Did we want to have a look at the Morris as well while we were here?
Yeah, why not?
Give it its own little section on the stream. Kelly, you a fan of any of the Woodies, or is that not your kind of vibe? I know we're talking about cars earlier. You didn't mention one of these, but they are pretty special.
I quite like the Mini. The Mini's cute.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a bit of you.
I love that colour.
Do we have anything special that we can share about the Morris? Any fun facts on that one? Any celebrity drivers in this one, Chris? Come on.
Probably, but I don't know any.
Right.
So the Morris itself, particularly the normal version of it, the Morris 1000, they're really famous because it's like the Ford Fiesta, but from 30, 40 years ago. Everyone learnt to drive in them. So a lot of racing drivers cut their teeth driving Morrises.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think Tiff Nadell's one that I know of. He had one when he was, I think his first car was a Morris Minor.
And these pretty much exactly the same car, like inside and outside, they just have the wooden elements attached to it, or are they configured differently from that base model?
They are a bit different. So the front of it is the same, but then backwards they're like what we now know as an estate car. So
I see.
Before it had been like the hatchback or saloon, and then these were the estate versions, or kind of a commercially van type thing.
Oh, cool. I appreciate you explaining that to me. Thank you very much. I like it. Wonderful. Well, there's your vibe. That's what we're going to be playing with on the next update. But these are the reward cars, and there are some very exciting upgrades coming this season as well, as it is the return of the Rocket Bunny. Chris, I'm sure this is a very joyous day for both you and the fans. So do you want to take us through some of the kits on the way?
Yeah, for sure. So Rocket Bunny, it was a brand of kits we had in Horizon 4 and Horizon 3. People noticed they weren't in Horizon 5, so we're really excited to return them this series. So it's going to try and get this right. It's 21 body kits across 20 cars.
Okay.
And if anyone's wondering, yes, there is a car with 2, and it's the RX-7. Should we jump in and have a look at it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
So can you, I know we're going to be having a look at the Mazda, but what are some of the other vehicles that do have this upgrade kit featured?
Now you're testing me.
Well, you don't have to name all other, 19 of them. I'm not testing you on that, don't worry. But are there any of your favourites you want chat to go find?
Yeah, so I think one of my favourites is this one, obviously. But also the Nissan S14A. It's got a bit like this kit, actually.
Look at
this
that.
Absolutely incredible, like, classic style front end on it. So both the RX-7 and the S14A have this style of kit, and I just think it's fantastic, blending like the really old classic look. So in this case, it's harking back to the Mazda RX-3, and I think on the Nissan it's an old Datsun, but blending that kind of more 90s design into it. It's absolutely fantastic.
They're all awesome. I love them. I got to say, the other one that you were on, Kelly,
right?
that one, I don't know how else to explain it other than the car looks like it's in italics. I do want chat to back me up on this one, but that car looks like it's in italics to me, and I love it. It looks like it's like a cartoon drawing of a vehicle, and it's so cool. It's really quite eye-catching.
I absolutely love the muscle car stylings combined with those absolutely wonderfully silly mirrors. It's delicious.
I think we're going to see a massive increase in people using the RX-7.
Oh, yeah.
It's already very popular, so yeah, it's going to go up there.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Torben. You also had an update on the leaderboards that you wanted to share, because the team's been doing a little bit of a clean-up since the last time we spoke, isn't that right?
Absolutely. We're continuing our work to ensure that leaderboards reflect the skills of the best players in our community, and I really just wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk to the process and how we're handling it and how we're thinking about it. So this is, as you might imagine, an ongoing thing where we use a range of methods and different tools, but the aim for us is to remove times from leaderboards that are not legitimately set times. For example, we're currently in the process of targeting very old Rivals times that were set essentially between the launch of Horizon and the beginning of December 2021. These were caused by an issue that we identified and removed from the game, but while that issue was present, some players found ways to set non-legitimate times, and we're clearing those out. You can expect to see these disappearing and for further actions like that to be taken over the coming weeks. Our intention is to keep as many legitimate times on the leaderboards as we can, but dealing with the bulk of this, there may be instances where legitimate scores are deleted in the process, and we're really sorry about that. We appreciate your patience with this, and please know that we continue to prioritize this issue.
Thank you, Torben, for your honesty. I love that this is something that you guys at PG do with the fans. But obviously, folks, I can't say goodbye without asking Kelly in particular if there's anything else that you want to tease. I know there's something up your sleeve, so can we get any hints this time around?
Yes, so December's coming up and holidays are my favourite time of the year. So of course we're going to celebrate the Horizon holidays, and we're getting Evolving World back, so if anyone wants to check out the ice rink or complete any accolades you missed last year, just pop on into the stadium and check them out.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. I know I missed a bunch, and with my birthday is technically in December, so if anyone in chat wants to send me a gift, that would be lovely. But there is another person who I also can't let go because he's chomping at the bit to tell you something else. Torben, you've got more to share, is that right?
Absolutely. So excited to share that alongside all of the series updates and the game fixes that we're continuously working on, as you know, we're also hard at work building the second expansion for Forza Horizon 5, and you can expect to see it in early 2023. We will have more to share after we enter the new year.
I mean, there it is. So much to look forward to. I think you'll agree. You can enjoy the Donut Media update when it goes live next week on November 8th, and tune back in here next month for the holiday vibes and next year for whatever Torben was on about as Forza Horizon 5 continues to get more exciting news. Torben, Kelly, Chris, it's always a pleasure to have you here with me in the studio. But chat, that's it from us here at Playground Games. Leah and Ali Tak have the latest community news right after this, though.
Yay, thank you so much, Charlie. We've got one more guest for you today, and he's an oldie, but a goodie, though. I'm not entirely sure he'll appreciate us calling him an oldie. So welcome back to the show, Turn 10 Community Manager, Ali Tak. Hello, hello. Good to see you.
Hey,
so you're not old.
I'm still vibing from that Euro beat on that last video. That was awesome. I'm in there. Yeah.
Every single time. I remember mentioning it like months ago when I first started doing Forza Monthly, but they always bring the tunes every time. It's great. How are you doing today, Ali?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, how are you? How are you, Leah?
Pretty good, pretty all right. And I'm really curious about what we've got coming up, because there's just this one word that I've got in caps here, and that makes me really, really, it's just shub. You got something special you want to start with today. It's got the nickname Shub. And I don't know if it's like a garden tool, if it's something that's supposed to save me time in the kitchen. I don't know, but it's what is the shub?
Whole lot of shub, coming up. This is actually a really cool thing, and I'm really pleased to be able to share this with everyone as well. It's a big team effort. It's Shub. It's Suggestions HUB, and it's all about collecting feedback from the community. You all have such amazing things to say about Forza and such amazing just passion for the game that, yeah, it's something we really wanted to engage with. And so, yeah, it's a really interesting project. We actually have a little video where you can learn a little bit more about it.
Ali has put together a lovely little video for you, so sit back and enjoy.
Introducing Suggestions HUB. This is a new project to centralize all feedback from the community. It's a central place where you can post and upvote ideas on things that you would like to see added to our games. So if you have ideas for content or features in Forza games, this is the place to share that feedback. Two things that Suggestions HUB isn't. This isn't a place to report bugs. You should still report those to support. This isn't a replacement for social media. It's something extra. If you post your idea on Suggestions HUB, it's a guarantee that the devs will see your idea and consider it, but it's not a guarantee that your idea will make it into the game. It's all about starting a conversation and helping us identify the areas of the game you're most passionate about. So what's inside Suggestions HUB? The two most popular categories are car suggestions and track suggestions, and both of those are populated by the community team. So if you want to vote for a car, then all you have to do is search for it in the top right and head into the thread to place a vote. Or, if you'd prefer to browse, a good way to do that is head to car voting, as we've done through the video here, and order by vote at the top. Then you too can vote for the Nissan Tsuru. We're always adding more here. For example, racing cars have just been added in the last couple of days. Or, if you're excited about the new motorsport game, it can be fun to browse track votes too. If the car you want to vote for isn't there when you search for it, then never fear. Just head to cars and then car topic submissions, and don't forget to read the instructions. The rest of the categories, from suggestions about the forums to menus and interfaces or creative personalization bits and pieces, are user suggested. So if you have an idea here, you can add it directly, but as always, review what others have said first. We recommend using the categories on the left-hand side to choose the right place to post your vote, and before sharing your ideas, you should consult our posting guidelines and tips for writing great suggestions. Alright, there's a short introduction to get you going with the new Suggestions HUB, the definitive location to share your Forza feedback with our developers. The last thing to say is that if you have an idea you love, we encourage you to shout about it. Share the link to your forum post on social media and tell your friends to vote too. The more people who get involved, the more helpful it is for us in seeing which ideas best represent the Forza community at large.
Oh, that's beautiful. It looks so professional and lovely. Well, give us, if I'm going to post something on the Shub, and what's the top tips of like how to do it properly?
You've had me laughing saying "shub" again. I'm all right. I'll get control of myself. There is actually a top tip I wanted to share with you all, and this is how to post really, really good shub votes. And the pros here will stay focused on a single idea per post. Try and be specific. So saying like more cool stuff and being like having people vote on that. We might all agree it would be cool to have more cool stuff. At the same time, it doesn't help a huge amount in terms of narrowing down what the cool stuff is. So suggesting something specific like, rubber bouncy tires, for example, on the cars. I think no one's voted for that one yet. Make sure you look back in time as well before you write a suggestion, and make sure that no one's done it before. It can save you a lot of effort, in fact, just going off and voting on something that someone else has already suggested rather than making your own post. So there's a few little ideas there, stuff how to get involved. I think in general, the way that I've really started using the Suggestions HUB the Shub a lot, is by just going out there and browsing and having a look around all the different ideas and voting. You know, the more you vote, just like we said in the video, the more we get a good impression of exactly what the community is thinking right now.
Yeah. And if you have a similar idea to someone else, then it just adds more weight to the idea if you vote alongside them. Is this so thank you for your top tips for shubbing. This is going to be a thing from now on. Your weekly
this is becoming a part of my brand rapidly. Yeah.
Shubbing tips. Do go make use of the hub, the Suggestions HUB. That's what everybody wants. They want to be able to give suggestions, make the game better, and help shape it in new ways. And it's a new way of doing that. So like you said, not social media. It's not a complaints place. It's not for technical support. It's for, I would like this thing in the game. I think it will be cool. There we go.
And totally like, make a big sound about it. Like if everyone and if you and everyone you know shares one specific thing you'd love in the game, get everyone excited about it and voting on that thing, and so we can see, you know, the numbers behind it as well. That'd be awesome. As everything falls over.
That was not a top suggestion falling off your desk. So in racing news, the Forza Horizon 5 competitive group, Team Wars, had an event recently, which was the Team Wars Prospera. So do you want to briefly introduce that, and then we'll have a look at a little VT?
Yeah, cool. So the Prospera has been this really, really cool event. First time running it. It's kind of got the whole vibe of a 24 hours event. Loads and loads of these really cool pieces of artwork and amazing sort of branding around it. I've been loving just kind of watching the whole thing get some excitement around it. You'll see there's a little bit of guiding in the video as well, so you'll get more of an information about this. But it's kind of an evolution of Team Wars' Manufacturers Cup concept. And it really takes it to the next level, which kind of GT racing, endurance racing on Forza Horizon 5. So yeah, really cool stuff.
Okay, all right, well, let's take a look at the event then. Play the VT.
Prospera 24 Split 1.
Looking down the stretch of the race into the 1 hour mark, into the 1.5 hour mark, are we going to see a couple nerves, a couple mistakes, a bit of endurance, shaky hands? We've yet to see that. So even though they feel very different to drive and they gain their time in different places, as long as your track has a hairpin, as long as it has a couple of mid-speed corners, some high-speed corners and a straight, they'll generally all fall within around 0.5 of a second.
And let's see what they've got. It's 3:30 on the clock. It's a really terrible getaway from Barco, but a brilliant getaway for the Lamborghini team. Both of them, Danks and Hexa, getting up into P3 and P4. Barcode really struggling on the start. Either way, they are parading the flopper. And oh, that's a pixel! That's absolutely getting destroyed. That is Coal Palm there, just getting snagged on the concrete wall.
To swap positions just yet.
Yeah, and what's going on at the back of the field, though, is that Coal Palm goes to play a little bit more safely, only to get dived on by his teammate, and Laggy as well through Ping Pong. Someone's going to have to yield heading into Ping Pong. Coal Palm is patiently waiting behind. It looks like the Aston is just going to have the edge, but Ash is going to have the inside line. He's going to commit. They're going to go side by side through the chicane and going to just about leave each other the space, but Laggy doesn't get the exit. He's not going to concede not one, but two positions as Coal Palm capitalizes and is now also making a move of their own on the Ferrari. So they're going to go defensive, but Eclipse is going to go one more on him. Kermit is going to be pushing on the inside line, even dipping into the grass. Mars has no choice but to leave him the space. They're side by side through roundabout. Final straight. It's going to be Eclipse. Kermit taking the position. Kermit, aka Eclipse, coming across the line to take P1 of Prospera 24 primary split. They are going to be walking away.
It looked like a bit of a spicy end there, actually. It was very cool. But the production of that video was nice as well. I liked having the little summaries at the beginning, making it all very clear what was going on there. It's always very helpful, I think.
Yeah, they put on a great show at Team Wars. That's the production sort of crew was Ichino's Asuna, had Sapitron and Grumpy working there, and then the casters as well with Sapitron, Grumpy again, and this time with Nalak and Smoked by a Sloth. Great to have her voice on there as well. Yeah, a really, really cool event with, and also a big congratulations to Eclipse for winning the event as well. Congratulations, Eclipse. You get the patented round of applause, exactly.
Yes, the patented tiny claps on Forza Monthly.
Tiny claps, yeah. There should be a link in chat as well to the Team Wars server where you can all get involved. They do loads and loads of these kind of events. Often they'll do kind of one-on-one team racing. That's kind of their sort of staple, I guess, but also these side events as well. There's loads and loads to get involved there. So yeah, I do recommend going and checking it out and yeah, seeing how you get along.
Absolutely. And there's always more to get involved in as well. Let's check out the community events calendar and see what everyone can get stuck into.
Loads of cool stuff this month. This is just a taste from the first week, but you can check out more as the month rolls on Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon on Twitter. Some of the shout outs I want to make from this month are the Gene Cross. That's the round 7 at Le Mans Bugatti specifically. It's a really interesting kind of league concept. Sort of, I think it's like hatchbacks, but they kind of have off-road vibes, so you can drive on or off the track on Forza Motorsport 7, and it leads to some pretty spicy stuff. Also, of course, 1 hour of racing. If you missed the 24 hours of Prospera with Team Wars, then that's going to be a really kind of similarly well-produced and amazing stream. I think everyone's qualified for the championship finale who's going to be racing, but do go and tune in on the day and make sure that you're a part of it. It's going to be just one of those awesome moments when the whole community comes out and celebrates some racing on Forza Horizon 5.
Excellent. Any events in particular you're looking forward to here? I know there's quite a lot.
There's a lot already. One more I wanted to shout out is PS UK. They put on a Porsche championship over on Forza Motorsport 7. And here's a slide for it. And the first race was just yesterday. They got off to a really, really good start. You can get involved at their Discord. There's still time to sign up. Still time to race at round 2 at Silverstone. You can see right there. And they probably have a drop round as well. I'm going to guess they do. So if you race for the rest of the ones in the season, then you even have a chance to win the championship if you're good enough. I'm not good enough, but maybe you are watching. And I'd love it if you were.
I don't believe
You
it.
won't believe it for a second. I leave these streams so filled with confidence, Leah. Yeah.
I just
One
pick
day.
Ali up. Go on, do it, enter, compete. But you should enter and compete, chat, because as always, you never know what you might find your talents in. You know, you might just be like, yeah, go on there, I'll enter, and then you find that you're actually pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And suddenly,
All this time you were a Porsche driver deep down. You never knew until you had a Porsche
never know.
in your hands, and I was like, oh, now I get it. Yeah.
I would never have done this if
I
I
just
hadn't just
grabbed
taken the
myself.
plunge. Yeah. This is why I encourage Ali to do it. Get out there. All right. Well, thank you very much, Ali. That is everything for the community events. So we'll see you next month on Forza Monthly. Enjoy. Continue collecting, and experiencing the community.
All right. Till next month. See you later.
And that is the end of our show today, but there is more Forza streaming this week, so let's check out the stream calendar. If you tune in tomorrow, we've got Forza Friday. It's a weekly stream hosted by devs and members of Turn 10 Studios. R2 Dubs is actually in the driver's seat, and they look forward to seeing you in the convoy. And that's it. So a huge thank you to all of our guests today and to all of you for watching as always. Give us a follow here and all of the various Forza channels for more great streams, information, and fun content. I'll see you on the next Forza Monthly. Goodbye.